What's up, YouTube? This is the last year, I promise. We do our annual yearly predictions on Madden. Gonna have a PC set up. Gonna be uploading whenever I get the PC. Trust. Anyways, doing the annual Super Bowl predictions till one of us dies. Um, our first ever was Super Bowl 53, Patriots Rams. I predicted Rams. Detroit predicted Patriots. Super Bowl 54, Chiefs Bucks. I predicted Chiefs. Detroit predicted Chiefs. Oh, wait. No, I'm getting my Super Bowls mixed up. Super Bowl 54 was Chiefs Niners. We both
Mm-hmm.
predicted Niners. Both were wrong. Super Bowl 55, Chiefs Bucks. I predicted Chiefs. Detroit predicted Chiefs. Both wrong again. Super Bowl 56, we both predicted Rams. First time we were both right. Super Bowl 57, Detroit predicted Eagles. I predicted Chiefs. First time I was right. Detroit was wrong. Super Bowl 58, Chiefs Niners. We both predicted Chiefs, both right. Now we got Super Bowl 59, a rematch of Super Bowl 57, Chiefs Eagles. All right, Detroit, you are up.
I just want to say
We're
I'm
both
so
3-3.
happy to be here watching this Madden sim. Our production budget has not improved over these last 6 years, and I don't know how much better it'll get next year. But YOLO is assuring me that it's going to get better next year.
It
So I'll
will.
see you guys on Madden next year when it doesn't happen. So
20. Oh, that's not even his accurate stats. I was about to say 27 touchdowns, 14 picks.
hmm
I could have swore he had more picks.
I guess he didn't.
Th-
Well, as we see Mahomes driving, I think this is a great time to mention that our lords and saviors, the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Taylor Swifties, have are making their fifth Super Bowl appearance over the last 6 years, and they do have the chance to three-peat, which would be this is the first time
In
a
NFL
three-peat is
history, a
possible
team. Yep.
in modern Super Bowl
Oh
history.
my God, that's not a
That
flag.
in modern Super Bowl history that a chance or a team has a chance to three-peat. We've had other teams make a Super Bowl 3 times in a row.
You've had the Bills
The
make it 4 times.
the Bills make it 4 times. Sorry, Bills fans.
Yep, and lose them all
And
4.
and the Patriots made it 3 times in a row. They did not win all three or have the
I
chance to
think they
three-peat,
won
but
2 of
still,
the 3. That was the
yes, but not
51
in
through. Yep.
sequential order.
Yep.
Not in sequential order. And I thought the Vikings, but I guess they missed it by 1 year. They did make it 3 out of 4 years though. So some interesting stats.
This time around, it's not the Kelsey Bowl.
It is not the Kelsey Bowl. This is like Yolo said. This is a rematch of the Super Bowl in 2022. The Chiefs won 38-35 in that past Super Bowl, with the Chiefs making a comeback drive, and it was a very good game actually.
Oh,
And
amazing.
this is
game.
shaping up to be a very good game as well. The spread, the Chiefs are favored by 1.5 points, with odds favoring the Chiefs with -125.
And it's important
The
to
money
know the
line-
last 2 Super Bowls, the underdog has won, even though it's been both the Chiefs, but they were underdogs. This year, they are favorites.
They are favored, but it is basically a pick 'em, and we'll see how the line changes. We're currently recording this on February 3rd, so we will see how the line changes as we get closer to the date. Eagles are underdogs currently with a +100 odds. Again, basically pick 'em.
Jalen Hurts' stats were that terrible last year. Passing wise, 23 to 15. All right, sorry, didn't mean to
Yes.
interrupt.
No, you're good. We're seeing what's going on in the game, and over/under is 48.5, so
Which is crazy
a little bit
because
lower.
I can't believe I remember this, but the first time they played, it was 51. But that just shows you both defenses are way better than the first time they played.
They're a lot better this year. And speaking of that, the Eagles defense was the best defense in all of the NFL this season. Best total defense with 278.4 yards per game allowed, 33 touchdowns allowed, which is the third least. They allowed 174.2 pass yards per game, which is first.
And maybe if
And
this was like in the early 2000s, early 2010s, I'd be like, wow, that's huge. That's huge. But with all the new
Mhm.
rule changes on like how to tackle players, we haven't really seen an actual elite defense since like the 2015 Broncos or the 2013 Seahawks. This game, you already know there'll be minimum 3 touchdowns by the Chiefs.
At least.
Yep.
At least. And that'll probably be matched by the Eagles with how good their running back is, Kenneth Gainwell. He's so good. No,
He was there for the
Mr.
first Super Bowl.
He was there for the first Super Bowl, but Mr. Barkley over here, Mr. Saquon
His
Barkley,
actually
who
that's something we should mention. It was Saquon Barkley's college teammate who was the starting running back for the Eagles the first time, if I'm not mistaken, Miles Sanders. I could
I think you're
100%
right.
be
Yeah,
wrong, but
I
I'm
think you
pretty
were
sure it
right.
was Miles Sanders. Continue though.
We'll have to look it up. But yeah, Saquon having a career year, and honestly, I'm gonna say it, he's having an MVP year. Although Josh Allen is my pick for MVP, although I believe Saquon deserves to win it. This man has 2,447 total rushing yards this year. And for those saying, oh, because it's a 17-game season, he did not play in the 17th game.
Yep.
So he has done the 16 game, the normal schedule.
Did you say
And he is
2,047 rushing yards? I thought he had 2,005.
2,447.
Oh, total yards.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
no, rushing yards.
He had
including the
2,000.
playoffs.
Oh, including the play. Okay,
Including the
duh.
playoffs.
Okay, my bad.
So he is now 29 yards away from breaking Terrell Davis's 1998 record for most rushing yards in a season, including the playoffs.
I didn't
So-
even think of that.
I just want to say this man is going to be the X factor in this game. Mr. Barkley is incredible, and after getting out of the Giants, sorry Giants fans, getting an actual competent O-line, actually not just a competent O-line, this is
A great
top two
offense.
offensive line. I will not say they're top one. I am biased, but they are definitely up there, and he's gonna have his time to shine. So if the Chiefs' key to the game is containing Barkley,
Yeah, Steve Spagnuolo. I can't remember what Chiefs player it was. I want to say it was Chris Jones. Said it boggles his mind how he does not have a head coaching job in the NFL. Nobody wants to go after him.
I agree. It's the same thing with Eric Bieniemy. I think it's just
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
Eric Bieniemy is now I think
Yeah,
he,
well, I think it was more so the they didn't want to they didn't want to attribute it because of how well Andy Reid is.
Andy
as a
Reid
coach.
is. Yep.
So it could be the coordinators aren't doing much, but you know what? We'll see after this season if anybody wants to go over Spagnuolo.
It will
So-
probably happen again. Which, by the way, that corner blitz with Josh Allen, everyone wants to talk about the refs and all that stuff. Had Josh Allen on that last play of the game, the Dalton Kincaid drop, had he just looked to his left, that's a first down. That is a first down.
Mm-hmm.
There was a funny comment saying, because there was a flag supposedly on that play. I can't remember who said it on Twitter, but they were like, the flag was just in case Kincaid caught it. As you see, whoa, Detroit, you seeing this? He's offsides, bottom right.
Oh, he is offside.
What the- oh.
That reminds me of somebody. Mr. Chiefs, we have our good friend, the Chiefs right tackle, my favorite player, Mr. Jawan Taylor. Man is not offsides, but he always likes to jump and false start.
Yep.
I guarantee you, actually, I will make a prediction. He's going to get called for one false start the entire game, although he's going to jump for 90% of the plays. So, we'll see how that happens, but I'm just throwing that prediction out there. Somebody make that a prop bet so that I can bet on that. Please, while we say this, PSA, please do not gamble if you are under the age of 21. This is not a promotion of gambling. However, if you do choose to gamble, please gamble safely and responsibly. Unlike Mr. YOLO Manning.
Oh yeah. Last year I did have a bet. I will say, Chiefs under. That's all it was. But I wish my original bet was to put McCaffrey on it. $100 would have paid, I think, $750. Still won money last year. Which, speaking of which, do you think it goes over or under? The last two the first Super Bowl 57, it went over. Super Bowl 58, it went under. What do you think it goes this year?
I will give my prediction. This will hint towards my prediction.
Okay,
It's
I
gonna go
wasn't.
over.
I know. I was just saying
I'm
the
just
over
gonna
under.
hint towards my prediction,
Okay,
but I
okay.
will go over.
Over. Oh,
Over.
okay.
It's gonna be close. This is a very good line. This is a very good
Oh,
line,
yeah.
but it's gonna go over. That's
Okay. My prediction is under. We haven't gone to our team predictions yet. I mean, it's only the second quarter.
we'll wait till the fourth quarter
Yep.
for that. But I want to talk more about these defenses. This is a very interesting matchup because, like you said, these defenses have gotten better. I did mention how the Eagles' defense is the best defense in the league, but honestly, the Chiefs' defense is nothing to slouch at. They're the ninth best total defense this year, with 320 yards per game allowed and 37 touchdowns allowed, tied for fifth best.
And yeah,
Now they don't
Trent
have the
Mc,
best pass defense, which is 218 pass yards per game. That's 18th in the league. However, they do have a top 10 rush yards per game defense with 101.8, and it's just a little bit better than the Eagles. So honestly, if they can rely on Chris Jones,
I
and
will say though, I
Karlaftis-
will say, if you think about it, they have not faced the best competition. I mean, they're in the AFC West. The best running back that they would have faced in that division is J.K. Dobbins.
That is very true. That is very true. But we'll have to see how Karlaftis could be a problem, and Chris Jones obviously. And
Oh yeah, and Trent
McDuffie's
McDuffie was not in the last Super Bowl. He was a rookie last year.
And he's gonna make a big impact, as well as Justin Reed. Their secondary back there is pretty good.
If I remember correctly,
especially
he did
for-
get hurt in the AFC Championship. It looked pretty bad. I want to say they took him out for the game. So it is. I think he's gonna play though.
It's I'm looking at his status right now. There's no status by him.
There's no.
So-
It may have been somebody else.
He's active.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but enough of the defenses. We got to talk about these offenses here. I mentioned Mr. Saquon Barkley. He's going to be the X factor of the Eagles' offense. Hurts he has not had his best season, under 3,000 yards passing.
Hey, better
He
than
did have
last year.
600 Is better than last year, but he is 630 rushing yards, which is pretty good. However, there is a little bit of turmoil potentially in the Eagles' offense between Jalen Hurts and their star receiver AJ Brown. It is how long was that field goal they just attempted?
It was from the 40, so that's 58 yards, and I think he missed it. It was hard to tell.
I think he missed it. That is a very long field goal. I don't know if
Oh,
Butker
yeah,
has the range. Oh yeah, he missed it.
Far left.
Yeah, that looked like he had the range though, surprisingly. So, but
It just reminded me because I saw Saquon Barkley on the bench. Super Bowl day is going to be Saquon Barkley and Cooper DeJean's birthday.
so happy early birthday to
Yep.
them. I hope they play well. But yeah, here we go with a potential Hail Mary instead of kneeing it out at the half. Jalen Hurts
Ooh.
sucks right there.
Reminds me of the last play of the Super Bowl 2 years ago when they faced the Chiefs.
Anyways, as we're going into the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar, who will not be performing on this Madden sim, sadly.
Sadly. I turned that option off.
The optional
Kendrick Lamar,
halftime
yep.
performance. If only. But like I said, there was a little bit of turmoil between AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. It has not reared its head yet. They did have. It seemed like they had a couple connections through the playoffs, but I don't know if it's gonna buckle under the immense pressure of this game. So we'll have to see. And Devontae Smith, not a bad backup. He's actually a really good backup, or second receiver.
Backup.
Yeah, backup. I should say. But compared to the Chiefs receivers, it's a little scary. By the way, that was not Harrison Butker kicking the ball. I don't know who that was. But obviously,
I don't want to seem like a casual, but like, has that guy been kicking for them on kickoffs the whole year?
I have no idea. I've been trying to avoid watching Chiefs games. But
Kareem Hunt has not been shown in this Madden clip, but
he is listed as the starting running back. Him and Pacheco definitely splitting time, but they've been surprisingly good, those two. Now, granted, the Chiefs do have a very good O-line with Creed Humphrey and Joe Tunney and the other people.
Barkley,
Juwan Taylor, and there's Saquon having a game, but. Yeah, so we have the Chiefs with Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and Juju, and Kelsey, of course. They're going to be a threat for the Eagles' corners. Now, DeJean did have a very good season, and these four receivers didn't account for a lot of receiving yards, but they're always a threat. And
I think the
Reid
Chiefs
is always a threat to make up some trick plays.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but just on uh, depth alone, I think the Chiefs might just have the best receivers in this game. If we're just including the depth and the tight ends, because on Philly, you literally just got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Goddard. On Kansas City, you
100%.
got Hollywood Brown, Juju, DeAndre Hopkins, Xavier Worthy. You got Kelsey, Justin Watson. I'm sort of siding. Obviously, A.J. Brown's the only one of every name that you can say is elite at this point in Kelsey's career, but the Chiefs just have too many weapons, dude.
They have too many weapons, and you got to look out because Mahomes he's dynamic and he'll make anybody look good. So
Yep, and him outside the pocket too. He's a great runner with the football, an
yes,
underrated runner.
He's a very scary quarterback. So, but yeah, there's also been a slight trend that's been going on with the Chiefs in the last few Super Bowls. They did it a couple times against the Eagles, and they did it in the last touchdown against the 49ers. They like to run specific routes. Yo, you wanna talk
Oh
about
yeah.
that?
Before the video recording, we were trying to Google what you call this. What I don't want to say route, but like the form. No,
It's
it is a route.
It's a scheme.
Yeah. Basically, if you want to go, if you remember, Kadarius Toney's touchdown in their first Super Bowl versus the Eagles, and Sky Moore's touchdown. It's where the receiver out of the backfield comes in, and then he goes out right when they snap the ball. It happened with Mecole Hardman in the game winner versus the Niners. I came up with ghost route. He's saying, what were you saying, Detroit?
I was calling it as a decoy route.
Decoy
Basically,
route,
what
yeah.
happens is they run they're simulating an end around. They put the wide out in motion, then he does a cutback, and then he goes out for a little
And basically
slant route or a little wheel route.
Yeah.
And they'll send a receiver to decoy basically and draw off the defenders. Now, against the Eagles, Travis Kelce was the decoy for the Kadarius Toney touchdown.
And I don't think there were, and there was no decoy for Sky Moore's. He just did the same.
Correct.
He just did the same formation that Toney and Mecole Hardman did.
Yeah. So, it's something to watch out for. The Eagles are definitely scheming for that. So,
and it's
the 49ers
even
did defend against it. However, they couldn't get back into coverage in time. So
yep, it's hard. It's hard to cover, dude, because you think they're gonna go all the way, but if I'm the Eagles, my mindset is guard the outside, just guard the outside.
We also have another long field goal here.
Did he make? Oh, he made that one apparently. It looks like he missed it. That's another thing though too. Guard the outside because Mahomes on 4th and 1 throughout this playoffs. You think obviously you got to guard the inside with Jalen Carter, but they do a lot of fakes and then you just see Mahomes taking off to the right, to the left. Guard the outside. That's if I was the head coach of Philly, that's what I'm doing. Not just for runs, for passes. I'm guarding the outside.
100%.
That's how the Chiefs beat you.
Now we got a couple interesting stats that we always like to bring up with the with jerseys and all these things.
I have brought it up, and I haven't brought it up this Super Bowl because I think the Chiefs have won it. They won it last year with the home jerseys. Basically, last 16 Super Bowls, teams that wear their away jerseys are 12-4. The teams that won it with their home jerseys were the Eagles versus the Patriots in Super Bowl 52, the Packers versus the Steelers in Super Bowl 45. The Chiefs did it last year, and I want to say the Chiefs did it their first year versus the Niners in their home jerseys. So Mahomes has already won it twice in his home jersey. But the team that wears the away jersey wins it 12 of the 16 times over the last 16 years. There's no MVP curse this year.
No, there's no MVP curse. Neither of these quarterbacks are
gonna win the MVP.
No, actually, there could be. Now that
Saquon Barkley,
there's a potential.
But
for
Barkley,
MVP
let's be real. Come on, Barkley's not. He'll probably get a few first place votes, but it's gonna be Lamar or Josh Allen.
Yes.
Sadly.
No
running back. I mean, I feel like at this point you got to rush. Not even breaking the records enough. You got to rush for 3,000 yards.
At this point, well, you know what? The 17th game means that it's definitely possible to rush for an extra 1,000 yards.
How are the Chiefs going to win this?
Yards, which is
they only got 2 timeouts. We're going to see an onside kick.
I don't know. We'll have to see how the Chiefs come back on this one. I don't even know if they can. There's not a lot of time, but again, you can never count out Mahomes.
Yep. You
You can-
sound like Chris Collinsworth.
Well, here's a guy.
Yep. Which, by the way, is it Tom Brady commentating the Super Bowl, or is it
I
Joe
believe
Buck?
he is,
I think
yes. And that brings up a great point. I'm gonna ask you this. I have not asked you this in prep, but if Mahomes wins this Super Bowl, that'll be his fourth ring.
yes.
It'll
I
be
do
his
not
fourth
think
ring,
I do not think he
and
will
it'll
be the
his
GOAT.
first three-peat.
I do
I'm
not
not
think he will
saying
be.
he's going to be the GOAT.
I
I'm not
think
saying he's got the
Yep.
GOAT conversation yet, but is he number 2 or is he number 3?
if he wins this four-peat, or sorry,
Three-peat.
three-peat, but he'll have 4 rings with him. Ooh, touchdown!
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I would not put him over Manning yet, and I think Manning is better
That's
than Montana.
understandable. It's understandable. Oh, and I agree with that.
But I will say this: there's a lot of people that tend to think just because Brady beat Mahomes twice in the playoffs when it mattered most that he'll never, ever, that means it solidifies Mahomes as never being the GOAT. But what they fail to mention, because they'll also say along the lines of, well, Brady beat him at 40 years old. Just remember that. Let's not act like Brady wasn't in his prime while he was in his 40s, late 30s. If you look at the
Yeah.
stats, Brady's first 3 rings, okay, his first ring at least, he was a game manager. His stats were nothing. If you look at his last 4 rings, his stats were incredible. So I don't want to hear that Brady beat him at 45. Brady beat him in his absolute prime. And if we're going by that logic,
agree.
that means Mahomes ain't even in his prime yet. Also, I'd like to mention too, when Brady beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, are we going to act like Mahomes wasn't just running around that entire Super Bowl for his life and 3 times threw one of the most accurate balls I've ever seen in NFL? Oh, here's the onside kick. Damn, that'd be
And that
And
might
there's
be
the
game
Super
over
Bowl.
Here.
Yeah, they only have 1 timeout. As I was saying though. Oh gosh,
Well,
we
you
gotta
never know. We might get NFL gods to give him 2
Yeah.
timeouts back. You
What I
never know.
yep, what I was saying though. Mahomes was running for his life. His receivers dropped the ball. If you're gonna sit up here and say, well, he'll never be the GOAT, then Eli Manning's the GOAT because Tom Brady can never surpass Eli Manning. He beat him twice. That is such a terrible argument to say Mahomes doesn't have the opportunity to be the GOAT. Anybody in the NFL right now has the opportunity to be the GOAT. No previous game, in my opinion, should cancel that out. That being said, Mahomes wins this and goes off. He is not the GOAT. Now that
agree with
leads us
that.
to our
He's getting
predictions.
Close to it, though.
He
He's
is getting
very
close to it. Yep.
So
I think, hear me out. This is a controversial opinion. I don't think he's top 5 all time at this moment.
really,
At this moment, I would put him just outside of top 5. If he wins this game, he's top 3 in my eyes.
okay.
That's just
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Well, now that they're just gonna run the clock out, I think it's time to give our score predictions. So apparently, I've always been the one to go first.
So I'm going first this year. I have predicted. I would like to mention too. I'm 3-0 in the last 3 years. We don't talk about how I started 0-3, but I am 3-0. This has been tough. When this matchup originally happened, I had the Eagles winning this. I just had a gut feeling. However, being that this is the Chiefs, and I do not trust Jalen Hurts, I never thought he was an elite quarterback. Saquon Barkley is great. You just can't bet against Mahomes. You can't. Therefore,
Can't get
my
against
prediction,
Mahomes,
you can't.
as he's losing right here.
As he's losing in the
Madden's
Eagles.
him.
You know, we should have researched the last 2 years we've used Madden and should have had Madden's record.
Maybe we'll rewatch the videos.
Yeah, we'll rewatch next year because I want to say the Chiefs did win last year. As you see Mahomes
Mm-hmm.
sadly going off. Oh, not even a celebrate. There's Madden.
No, wow! Look at these stats right here: 100 yards passing,
Yeah.
1 touchdown.
Oh, not even a. God, Madden is such a terrible game. I guess we should have did 3-minute quarters. My prediction.
Scores.
My prediction. I am gonna go 24-20 Chiefs. MVP Patrick Mahomes. It is gonna go under.
So I was thinking of that actually, and I will say this: I really want the Eagles to win. As much as I really would be frustrated to see the Eagles win, I want them to win. I'm hoping they will win. Regardless, this is going to be a very good game. However, you cannot bet against Mahomes. I've learned that too many times. You can't bet against Mahomes. So, I am going to go 31-27 Chiefs.
Okay. MVP Mahomes.
MVP Mahomes. And before you do your cutoff,
Yep.
I'm going to have my little time. I'm assuming we're over 10 minutes. I'm going to bitch about how sad I am about the Lions. This was our year. We were going to be coming back next year, though. So close. And just slightly sad for this game. But still going to watch it. It's going to be a very good game, and I implore you all to watch it, too. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. We didn't even talk about how Jason Kelsey and Tyreek Hill are the biggest losers.
They are. Sadly, they are. So.
Sadly,
Who knows if-
yep.
Who knows? If the Eagles win, they'll give Kelsey a Super Bowl ring. Because why not?
Which would be very stupid. Anyways,
Yes.
this is our annual predictions. Hopefully the channel's not too dead. Yep, Detroit, you want to
Hey.
say something?
We'll get 4 views.
We'll get like 100.
Yeah, we'll get 100 views. Anyways, he's gonna cut me off.